And it's going to record our stuff, right?
We're live.
Hmm.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. My name's Brian, that's my brother Adam. In the game, my name is Faeran. And your name is Griphyth. Griphyth. Something. Anyway, welcome to our show. Today we have an exciting episode because it's the first time we are trying out this live stream thing. How does that feel, Adam?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Everything seems normal, like a regular recording session.
Yep, let's approach it like that. Anyway, today we are going to do something different. I know we've been doing the how-to videos, but we're going to, this week, do something that we've been wanting to do for a little while, and that is we own this piece of land. We bought it, or we were given it, I think we bought it, from a friend who deeded it because he really, really wanted to have his own place, deeded it, everything was going well, and then he realized, whoopsies, I don't actually want my own place. And he's like, can you guys bail me out? And that's what we did, and we've been holding on to the land for since then. I don't even know how long. And we've been wanting to get rid of the land. Get rid of like all the abandoned stuff that's on this land, all the pavement, all the fences, all this sort of stuff. And we thought this would be the perfect time to explain to everyone how to do this sort of thing. Maybe you can explain it a bit better than I can, Adam.
Yeah, it's like something that we brought up early on in our videos was that a new player to this game might come searching for a plot of land and find that, you know, they can't quite find that pristine piece of land that they were searching for to plant their village. Like, they'll walk right by a place just because it has fences and, you know, slabs on the ground and everything's all leveled, and they want, you know, true wilderness or whatever. So, you know, one of the things that we've said before is that land in this game can be converted, you know, from wilderness into a town, but it also can be converted back. And so we wanted to show people sort of some of the things that you can do to get that pristine land back. Like, this area here is built up. It's has flattened levels and everything like that. And our goal is that at some point, we may not finish by the end of this episode, but our goal is to completely bring this area back into a wilderness state.
Yeah, so we are going to be destroying pavement, fences. Doesn't it make you feel powerful? This place is called Tumnus, and that's why we're calling this episode the Reforestation of Tumnus.
Yeah.
Alright, so what kind of things can we do to make this place go back to wilderness? I guess the first thing we can start... yeah, you talk while I do.
Sure. The basic thing is just get the ground all back to the way it was normally. So take a shovel, right-click any tile that has pavement on it, and destroy the pavement. That'll make it dirt.
I was extremely surprised to find out that it doesn't damage your shovel that much.
It's very, very minimal.
I've been like slaving away in the castle, and every time I had to remove a piece of wall or remove a piece of like a wooden openings, like all the wooden openings that I have, it damages those tools so much. just taking away one opening will damage it maybe 0.4 or something. It took my carving knife down to like pretty much nothing. But these, like, I can take out so many tiles, pavement tiles, and I have 0.2 damage on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
And it's also
now one thing to consider though.
Mm-hmm.
One thing to consider though is that I can't remember if it's all deities, but at least Venora and probably a couple of the other deities frown upon destroying pavement. So you have to click the faithful.
Yeah, if you're
button.
a follower or you're a priest, although I don't know why you would want to do this if you were a priest. Although I'm not a priest, so I have no idea.
Yeah, no.
So,
no, yeah, you can't do it.
But if you're a follower, you would just hit this little button. You guys can't even see it. Here it is. Hit this little button right here. Unfaithful.
Yeah.
I already have it.
I also think that there's a characteristic requirement to destroy pavement. So you have to be premium. I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's body strength.
Maybe somebody knows in the
0.1 or something like that, yeah.
In the chat
you need to be premium, that's all I know.
Yeah, it's over 20, which is the limit.
Yeah, of something,
but it's fairly quick. What is not fairly quick is destroying fencing. There you go, 21 body strength needed. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, faux fences? And like beds, coffins, and that sort of thing. But the thing about beds and coffins and what else can you think of? All those things,
statues,
benches,
forges,
statues, a number of them in a future update is going to be, you're going to be able to move them apparently.
Yeah, very, very, it seems very soon this update. They keep talking about it, and lots of cool features are coming into play soon, so I think you're talking about the load and unload feature. Is that right?
That's right. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in this episode. What we do want to talk about, let's go back to fences. Fences are extremely hard to take down, even if you're the mayor. Because when we're back at our place and I'm trying to remove a fence, it still takes it's a lot harder to take down a fence than it does to take down a house wall. That seem a little strange to you? I guess
a little strange.
We're just used to that. We play Wurm. But what I have figured out is the art of removing fences with a catapult. So luckily, I brought a catapult. Actually, I didn't bring one. I created one because it's extremely hard to bring a catapult from far distances.
Yep, it's like dragging a cart.
So I just created one.
Speed.
There it is here. And how does catapults work? They're kind of crazy. Maybe you can explain it while I try to set this thing up.
I'll be honest, I'm not a master at catapulting. I've done it a couple times, but the idea is that you load it up with rock shard. Rock shards are good, but like other things work, but rock shards are good. They're handy and they're plentiful. You combine a really big rock shard together and load it up. Then you gotta winch it, which is like, I don't know, pulling the rope or whatever, and that's done through some menus. And you have a certain number of times that you can winch it, like certain options. You can winch it like what is it, like 1 time, 5 times, or 10 times, or something like that. And depending on how much you winch it, it determines how far the rock shard's going to throw. And there's some, I don't know. All I know is that if you winch it I think it's 10 times, which is the minimum amount or something, it goes 10 tiles. Am I right? Is that the way it works?
I was not listening to what you were saying, so I'm going to nod my head and say yes.
All right. Again, I've done catapulting once. I've gotten to the point where I could get it to hit the tile that I want, but you gotta like count out how far away you are from the wall that you want to hit. I think it's 10 tiles, or is it 10 tiles between you and the wall? What have you done there?
I think it's 10 tiles between you and the wall.
Yeah, 10 tiles
Something like
between you and
that.
the wall. So you have to be on like the 11th tile,
I
and
thought it
then
was the 10th tile, and then I tried it, and I was wrong.
yeah,
But
you
it
can
does
tell.
change on slopes. Did you see that already?
Yes, I didn't say that already,
One, two,
but if you are sloped downwards, it causes the tile or the rock to go one tile farther.
8,
I think it is.
9, 10. There we go. So it should hit right here, which will hit this tile right here. They hit this fence. I'd like to
Okay.
mention, because I think we forgot, that we have our friends, some friends from Autumn Twilight here helping us.
That's right.
Or else we would
Yes.
never be able to do this. We're not trying to do everything today because it will take a long time. But we
right.
will try. If you look at the first scene that we did, we're trying to create basically wilderness from the first scene. What we are not going to get rid of is this guard tower and
Yeah.
this house. That's the only thing we're leaving.
There
in this
is
area.
one other thing that I think that we're going to leave, and that's that bed there.
That's right.
We've
We're gonna
decided.
leave.
We were.
They were hitting it earlier and decided, yeah, enough of this.
It was just the bed. I don't know what's
We'll
going
just
on
wait
with
for
beds,
the
but
load
it
function.
takes
It'll
forever.
take shorter amount of
Oh,
time.
yeah. And then we can move it into our castle as an extra bed. One less bed to build.
That is correct. All right, so I'm
Oh,
going to
there
try
we
this.
just got. It's one winch per tile, and you must be at least 10 tiles away. I knew there was something to do with 10 tiles. So I think you need 10 winches at a minimum, and it will fling the rock shard 10 tiles away, and if it lands on the tile that the wall is next to, then it will hit it.
Of course, it's nighttime because we hit the record button, and
That's right.
so you can normally see the rock shard or whatever you put in this thing. You can put in like cows' corpses if you want. I don't
I've
know
seen
why.
somebody
It
put in an
doesn't-
unfinished boat.
Yeah. So it will take. It won't hurt things that much. What I found the best situation is that if you take 4 rock shards, it won't take 5, but it'll take up to 4. You combine 4 rock shards together, which is 80 pounds of rock shard or 80 weight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it will, in one shot, it'll hit the fence for up to 20 damage. Although I believe that the rock shard's quality will also change how much damage you do. It'll also determine whether that rock shard, how much damage the rock shard takes as well. So you can reuse the rock shard if it doesn't destroy itself, which is kind of cool. To run back, pick up the rock
I
shards.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna activate the rock shard. What do we got? Machine load. All right, you load the small catapult with rock shards.
Now I know
Right-click.
that the rock shard like weight makes a difference, but also I think the catapult quality makes a difference too. Am I right? Pretty sure.
You are
And
probably
also,
right.
yeah, and also there's a skill associated with using catapult. So as you get better skill, I think that also affects the damage that you do. So
And
I know that on the PvP servers, catapulting is a very integral part of raiding.
All right, and Shinzitsu is saying that stone bricks have a higher chance to hit.
Oh, interesting.
There you go. So I'm going to winch it 10 times. So you have the option of winching it. And there it goes. You can see it going. What did that? Took 10 seconds or something? It's using a lot of my stamina. Alright, here we go. You ready? Fire. You hit nothing.
Good job.
Says you just missed some fences with the rock shard.
Actually
try that
tells you
again.
that?
It does. Alright. I'm trying that one more time. Let's see what happens. We're loading. We are winching 10 times. It is a 10-second timer.
It might seem like this is a lot of time invested into getting rid of one fence, but the alternative is taking a club and destroying it, which is a 30-second action timer, and you might, I think even if you're the mayor, you might do the same amount of damage as a catapult. And if you're not a part of the village, then you're doing like 2 damage per hit. Maybe
I guess I
5
should have
damage.
actually looked. It does look like it's damaged now. It's got the moss growing on it. Let's see what it is. There you go. Wink says 20 damage. So it does that.
Yep.
The 20 quality rock star. Now, granted, the catapult that I'm using is
Well, it's probably your creation quality, which is probably
80 quality.
I had to guess it's probably
So,
okay.
So that probably makes a little bit of a difference. But I do know that 20 quality is the cap. It won't go above that. So once you get that 20 quality
damage.
cap, yeah, 20 damage.
I mean 20 damage, yeah.
That's what I mean. Thank you. That's why you're here. The 20 damage cap. Well, it doesn't matter if you bring higher quality mats. It seems doesn't matter if you imp the catapult higher. It's not going to go over that. All right. So now that we got that going, I'm going to let Zinx continue taking down those fences for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Zinx? There he is. On my way, boss. There he goes. Let's give him a round of applause. There you go. All right. So what has I think I saw Nightshade doing it. Basically, or was that Winks? Are you guys replanting? So they're taking away the pavement and then replanting. You can replant anything. Do we have a video about this? Anybody know?
I don't think
About
so. So maybe you
sprouts
should.
and that sort of thing. I gotta actually explain this.
I'll
maybe
be
you can
honest, I
explain
don't
it.
think we've ever covered that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you do it?
So when you have dirt, you can plant pretty much anything that you want into that dirt. Like we've done farming before, so you can plant farm tiles. But if you want grass to come back, there's 2 ways of doing it. The first way is to plant flowers. And planting flowers will put those flowers on a grass tile, and you can pick those flowers up and you're left with grass. The alternative, and this is something I just found out recently, is that you can plant thatch. And apparently thatch puts grass back. It's
Did
kind of
you say
interesting.
thatch?
Is it thatch?
Yes, I think it's thatch, but I don't know.
Yeah,
What is
thatch.
thatch?
Thatch is like the stuff that you use to create roofs.
Which kind of roof?
Thatch roof? I don't know. I'll be honest, this is something that I'm also not an expert on. I haven't really delved into the roof, the thatching roof.
The roof business. Griff's
The
not
roof
a part
business
of
of
that.
thatching. Nope. You're the builder, and you probably haven't even done much thatch either.
Okay, I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna say thatched roof. I did not just read that from our comments. Yeah, so how do you create that? I think you just take a legate.
Yeah, legate. I think legate's only used for thatch,
Whatever.
right?
And you take reed.
Yeah, let's see. Wurmpedia. Can't go wrong with Wurmpedia.
Go to Wurmpedia, because it knows more than we do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thatch. This is what I would do if I was trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, so legate, mix grass. Okay, so not reed, but mixed grass.
or mixed grass.
And that's it. Mixed
Or
grass,
reed.
that's it.
But mixed grass is a lot easier to get. To get mixed grass,
Oh,
just
way
take
easier.
a sickle
Sickle.
and right click grass. And you say cut grass. That's what I believe it is.
Yep.
Let's find out. Sickle? Cut grass. There it is.
That's right.
And you will get mixed grass. But
You'll get
don't
3 at a time.
plant that mixed grass back down because you would think that it would produce a grass tile. But instead, it creates a steep tile.
Go figure.
That's right. Grass does not create grass, but thatched does.
Nope.
So,
Yep.
so don't try
It's
to make
logic.
sense. Just do it. And just like how flowers, look at this. If we plant flowers like Nightshade's doing right now, it's going to turn into grass. Because that's what flowers do. They create grass.
Yep.
And I agree. We have Shinjitsu saying that steep does look pretty awful.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I heard an old rumor that that steep will last longer when you're trying to feed it to your like horses. Anybody know if that's actually
Yeah, I
true?
heard that too.
Than grass?
I'm not sure that's true, but
I don't know. Somebody
I
told
feel
us
like
that. We're like,
it-
we believe everything you're telling us, and then we just started doing that.
yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of that going on in Wurm. Somebody says it, and the next thing you know, everybody believes it. But one thing's for sure: as a new player, planting steep for your horses or whatever to feed off of is actually a lot easier than trying to find flowers, right? Because you can just cut grass, and you get 3 mixed grass, and then that'll be enough for 3 tiles of steep, and it lasts at least just as long as grass, if not,
Well, there you go. It says horses need longer to pack steep tiles than grass.
See, we have an expert in the.
We believe you.
I have a feeling I know who Shinjitsu is.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What were we doing? Okay, I think that's it. That's all you have to do. Did we miss anything, guys?
For replanting stuff, I think the other thing that we want to talk about replanting is trees, because we're going to be filling
There you
in
go.
this whole place and making it look a nice
We want to make it look
foresty
like a
area.
forest. So
Yeah.
okay, so I guess we have to do that. So I will demo it while Adam talks about it.
Yeah, and you can demo it like from scratch, like
All right,
if
what
you
should I do?
were, so the first thing you need to do is take a sickle and right-click any tree,
Taking my sickle.
and if that tree is ready, then it will have the option to pick a sprout. And some trees won't if it's too young or too old, I think.
This is
It
what I
won't have
heard.
the option.
Quite recently, actually.
Yeah.
When the tree grows up and it goes through its different stages, every stage it will produce 1 sprout.
Mm-hmm.
And if that sprout is not picked, it will plant itself near the tree that it came from.
That
And
makes
then it'll
sense.
get older. So it goes from mature, gets a sprout, plants it, then it moves on to old, gets another sprout, and it'll plant that one, and it keeps going until it's overaged. And overaged trees don't produce a sprout. And if you don't chop it down in time or prune it, it will eventually turn to shriveled and die and get reborn as a brand new tree. The cycle of worms, trees.
Yeah. So you
Anyway.
pick a sprout. Did you get one?
Yeah, if you get a high enough skill in forestry or gardening, I'm guessing it's forestry, then you have what I have, which is basically the ability to see whether a tree is sprouting or not right from the mouse. So you can see if you can see my text, my mouse is saying birch tree, very old, sprouting, which tells me I can pick a sprout from it. If you don't
I always
have
find
that
it
option,
weird. Sorry.
yeah, if you don't have that option, you have to right click every tree. I'm thinking that's still the case, and see if it has the pick sprout option.
Hmm.
That's what I had
I
to
always
do.
find it very weird that it's the tile that the tree is on that you have to highlight,
And
as
not the
opposed
tree
to the
itself.
tree itself. Yeah, that always bugged me.
That bugged you? It wasn't the
Yeah.
motionless animations when we started. It wasn't that we all looked like Robin Hood. It was that you couldn't select the tree.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
all those other things bug me too, but yeah.
Anyway, picking the sprout.
Hmm.
In this case, I'm getting a birch tree sprout. All right, got the birch
Birch
tree
looks
sprout.
nice. I like the birch. It looks different. You can tell. Like sometimes you're looking at a cedar and a pine, and they kind of look similar. Birch has
It's
this
when we started the
stands
game,
out.
I swear, pine and cedar had the exact same graphics.
Yeah, it was very
No, was it
close.
just me?
They
I
updated
don't
the
know, when did we
pine, I
start?
think.
Two
That's what happened. Yeah.
years ago. I And then there was an update to all the trees, and they actually look a lot better than they used to. And
Yeah.
cedar has their own little space. Let's tell Chonk that
Hmm.
we are talking about him on Twitch. Somebody tell him. Uh, all right, so I have to activate the sprout and right-click a dirt tile. I think it works on a grass tile as well. That makes sense.
Yep. Dirt or grass. It can't be
Dirt
packed.
or grass
That's the only thing.
can't be packed. Can't be
Oh, you know
steep.
what? Just realized something. We're probably gonna want to dig a little bit to level out the land here, but I guess we can replant after.
Hey, tell Chonk to bring us some dirt. All right, I'm planting this. I have it activated. Right-click dirt and plant.
Wait, I brought dirt. Is that what you're asking? Dirt?
You brought dirt? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, Adam also wants to level everything out, make it look all
Well, I mean,
naturey again. Is
I don't
planting
want it to
trees
be.
and grass not good enough for you?
It's not good enough for me. You know, like when you come to a place, you want it, and if you want that pristine look, it needs to be naturally sloping. It can't have these leveled off areas that are, flattened and like there's this big, huge ditch here. Somebody obviously dug to get
That's
to
because
some mine.
that's the
I
mine.
know that there's a mine here, but is that? I guess I mean, what are we gonna do about that?
We're just gonna leave the mine there. People like mines. Don't you like mines?
But is that back to nature, the way it was when it was first here?
Close enough. See, the
All
reason
right.
why we're doing all that, I don't even know if we mentioned why we're doing all this.
Mm.
There was a time where we almost sold this place a couple times. And
Yeah,
people came to look at it. Because when we first got it, we're
that's
like,
right.
what are we going to do with this? We don't want it. Like, try
Yeah,
to
yeah,
sell it.
yeah. It wasn't.
So,
Yeah.
like, people came here and they're looking at it and they're like, it's nice. It's coastal, which seems to be what everybody wants, even though I don't
Hmm.
know why everybody wants coastal. We'll cover that in another episode. But they look around and they see like the pavement and they see like the fences and they're looking
Fences.
around
It's
and it's
already
like,
all leveled out.
yeah, it's all leveled out, and they see the guard tower. This house wasn't even here at the time. There was no houses, and they're just like, maybe we don't want this spot because we're looking for wilderness, really.
Yeah.
And
That
I'm
was the
sitting there like,
comment, literally.
my jaw dropped, and I'm just like,
Yeah. I'm like, this is like the perfect
what?
place.
I'm
If
like,
you want wilderness, we were thinking to ourselves, if you want wilderness, then make it wilderness, Like that was sort of like the inspiration for this episode.
no. And hello, happy H7. I'm saying that wrong, aren't I?
How can you say that wrong?
I
It's Happy H7.
You the seventh happy as. uh, uh, yeah, this place is actually looking a lot different so far. There's the settlement
Oh, yeah.
token. We are going a lot faster than I thought we were going. We thought we were going to go. All right.
Winx is mentioning about the signs, so maybe we can
That's
talk
right.
about signs.
You can't pick up signs or lamps in abandoned places unless you deed the area, and anything on your land you can just pick up, and then you own the sign and the lamp. In this case,
but only the mayor can do it.
Only the mayor can do that. We have a mayor character, but because you can only own one deed at a time, we had to put it on our priest. There he is, Old Man Dulcian. He can go around and pick up this sign and any lamps that are sitting here, but it looks pretty dark. I don't think there are lamps. Oh, there goes the sign. All right.
Sign.
This place is looking good. We haven't even started talking about all the things that we wanted to talk about. I don't know. What have you been doing this last week in Wurm?
Last week in Wurm has sort of been, well, not in Wurm as much as I'd like to be. Been pretty busy in far off land called real life. But you know, I've been working up like this something that's different than normal is I've been working on my botanizing because I want to sort of get into dye making.
I want to get into dye making.
I've had natural substances skills worked up to about 40 or about, I can't remember, something 40 something, and you know I can make pretty decent quality dye with that. But the problem is the materials is very, especially for the blues, and the reds, I'm having issues with. So botanizing to get the blue is what I'm working on right now.
That's like a title of an episode. We're botanizing to get the blue. Let's get the blue.
Yep. It would be a very boring episode for sure, but yeah.
We hit the botanize button. Isn't that what we're doing? I'm hitting the destroy pavement button. No, yeah, botanizing is... I wouldn't do it, and I built a castle. Which brings me to what I've been doing this week. And I can finally announce that I have tentatively finished the castle.
And by tentatively, you mean absolutely.
I finished all the walls and pretty much all the floors. I'll give
and
myself
the roofs.
I can't do that to the ground, can I? Hello, guard.
And you finished all your puzzles.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, my character in the game. Yeah, it's been when did we start that castle? Probably before the summer.
Goodness.
We were mining away.
We started the castle was definitely before the summer. It was probably March.
Who knows? We'll never know when we exactly started. It's not like we have video proof of it.
Chronology, yeah. Chronological documentation, yeah.
But it was a long time ago, and it feels good to get it done. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Which means thank you, Shin. Yeah, that took a long time, and a lot of it was planning. How do you plan multi-story housing without screwing up horribly?
The answer is Deed Planner.
Deed Planner. Thank you so much for Deed Planner, the creator of Deed Planner. What's his name? We have to find out his name.
Yeah. 'Cause I think without that, it would still not be done.
Let's see. The name is Warlander. Thank you so much, Warlander. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna. When we planned our labyrinth, we were able to do it in Excel and do it on grid paper, and we were able to sort of plan it out because it was 2D.
Grid
it was
paper.
one level, and then we created another page for like the caves, and that's what we did. But how do I plan?
I threw out all my grid paper, but I had it for a little while, just sitting in a little pile here of all the labyrinths. all the. Wish I should have kept that stuff.
Well, oh, we've got a question. Yeah, keep sending in the questions. We'll have like a section where we just answer some questions.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I've been doing in the game. I finished the castle. I haven't announced exactly what I've been doing. I think I've said in the past that think of it as a giant mansion that has hidden and secret passageways and just sort of out of the box thinking. I know Adam tried or went through it once with me, but not the
Well,
whole
we went
thing, 'cause
through
that
it
would
in
take all
the
day.
last episode.
That's right. But
That was a little bit frustrating.
but he actually, like off camera, he actually solved one of the places.
One of them, yeah. That was a pretty interesting one. The solution takes a little bit of time. You have to go through it again and again and again, and eventually start realizing that there's got to be something that you're missing, and then
But you figured it out. Whereas
you figure it out. Yeah.
I brought Winx through it, and she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, take that out of the castle. This is like the worst thing ever. I hate you. ... Something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like that area, that what you're talking about. I can't say what it is exactly, but
Yeah.
there's lots of that sort of thing. I sort of want to theme the castle a little bit. It's kind of like, I don't know, the best way to describe it would be like the Clue mansion, where there's like rooms and they're all themed. So when you get kicked back out of the puzzle and you're like, oh, I'm back in the dining room again. Like, it's that, or you're just like, I'm back in an empty hallway or a room with a table. It doesn't have quite the impact. So we're trying, our next step is to try to decorate it, although I brought Nightshade around today and couldn't quite show her everything because there's just so much to decorate. She came in all confident, like, I'm bringing my cart, we're gonna do it, let's do it. And by the end of it, she's like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, in the end, it's a lot of work. It was a lot of work to build it, but it's going to be a lot of work to decorate it.
There's not only decorating it, but cleaning it out, because there's a lot of places where we sort of temporarily were storing things while the construction was happening. So like clearing out all those BSBs in the front room and just, cleaning it all out. That's going to take a while.
Yeah, and we've been
But
making...
It's
done.
all going to culminate. Yeah, when it's done, it's all going to culminate in something special.
It'll be fun. So hopefully we'll have it open. We're trying to get it open before the Impong happens, because it just so happens that we live next to the Impong, where it's going to be held this year. So for everyone watching this, if you're watching this before December, whatever time that the Impong, it's Christmas time, if you're watching this before then and you want to join the Impong, you can also come visit us, because we're just right next door to them. In fact, you can, no, it's too dark, but you can see where the Impong is going to be on my screen if you turn up your brightness really, really high.
Yeah, we can sort of see it in the game.
Over there, that giant building.
Yeah.
right there in the darkness. Uh, anyway, hopefully, Adam, I would like you to. Can you siphon through the chat? I'm
Yep.
losing my place.
Yep.
Uh, so let's move
Survive
on.
Dust says, I see it. Yeah. If it was
Yeah,
only
it's
daytime, it would be. Yeah.
that's where it is, and this deed's actually next to our deed, sort of. So we're all really close here, next to the water, next to the Impong. But we did want to bring up. This brings us to our next topic while we're doing this. All the stuff that's been going on the forums, and there's no better place than to start where Happy made the comment of, what do we think about the bridges? They just showed off bridges. If I was not mistaken, I was told that there possibly might be up to 4 different kinds of bridges.
I love that. That's awesome. Just adding in a new feature and going right to making a variety of different bridges is just amazing.
Yes, yes,
we've
it
said
is.
we've said
I
it
could be
like
wrong.
again and again that this game is all about variety and customization, and that's what makes this game so great. So I love the fact that there's going to be 4 different types of bridges.
I know that's more than the types of chairs that we can make.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that it's true, that there are 4. They showed off 2 so far. That means we haven't seen 2 of them. I don't know anything about that, what they're going to be made out of. Maybe they'll make one out of...
I'm hoping for a stone bridge is probably
Stone
one that
one?
we haven't seen.
How much bridges would affect PvP servers? I wonder what that would happen. Or if you just like, I'm just going to go under the bridge. Okay,
Yeah.
unless they're building it across like a lake or something, which we don't know if it's possible. I assume that it's possible. I assume what we can't do is build from server to server or from island to island because they're not connected.
No, I'm sure that there's going to be a limit to the length of a bridge.
I wonder if you can build a bridge that leads to nowhere.
Well, I'm sure that you could. It would
What
probably
do
be
you
an
think?
unfinished bridge. I think
Or you
for
can
the
just, like-
PvP aspect, you might it depends on how long and how much effort it takes to make a bridge, but you know how people build those dirt walls or whatever?
Yep.
Like, what if you could build a bridge and just right up to the top of a dirt wall, and then you can just be a lot easier to get into the place. I don't know. It really will depend on how much effort it takes to make a bridge.
Well, when they first announced it, I remember, I think it was Titch, who I think is doing the coding and stuff on it, the programming, and she was saying that you have to build it on a flat surface. You have to build it on 2 surfaces that are exactly level. And I went, crap.
Yeah.
That gets rid of all my ideas for bridges. And then later, it was announced that they're going to work on sloped bridges. I don't know exactly what that means. I know you had a cool idea back in the day that involved how they could implement bridges and stairs at the exact same time in one shot. I don't even remember what you said, but it sounded cool.
I mean,
at the time.
it's just. I mean, all I felt was that stairs are basically like sloped bridges. I mean, if you think about it, it just connects 2 points and it slopes from one place to another. And if you can add the functionality to connect to floors in a house, then you pretty much have stairs. You can just change the model or whatever of it to make it look like stairs, and it'll just be like kind of like a ramp or whatever.
Well, if you look at Survivor Dust saying that how many opportunities do you even need to have a bridge? There are no rivers. You can't create your own river. But one thing that's great about Wurm is that we don't build bridges just because we can't get to the other side. We can get to the other side. We build bridges because we made the big dip in the land. We're forcing you to cross our bridge So, and this is something that we actually did at Puzzles, or that was like our first idea when we first started the game. We're like, we're gonna dig all the way around our place, and we're gonna make it so there's just one path that leads into our. This is gonna be the coolest idea until we realized that like that's the dumbest idea ever, because now we have to go all the way around just to get.
Way around. I like this
Takes us-
comment. Will bridges spawn trolls? That's awesome. That would be great if they did that.
I hope
But you know,
so. No.
there's some really cool things that you can do with bridges. Like creative things. Like one of the things that they mentioned that you could do is build bridges from one building to another. So you can all of a sudden connect two large buildings at, let's say, the 7th floor. You can cross the bridge there.
I hope so, because I have been planning to have bridges from my castle buildings.
Mm-hmm. It would work
I-
perfectly in the castle.
I just hope I knew how it worked. I want to know two things. One, I want to know if you can build a 1-tile long bridge. Every bridge that we saw was like this long bridge, and they're probably just showing it off. This is how long you can build a bridge. But some of them were like really bulky. Can I build just 1 tile long, just a bridge to connect 2 castle buildings that's not on the bottom floor? And then...
You know what? I'm sure you probably could.
I hope so. And the other question I have, I can't actually say, because it would give away one of my puzzles.
Mm. Why you're
I'll
planning
just-
on incorporating a bridge into the puzzles?
Well, here's the deal. I said that I already finished the castle, which means I already planned to have a bridge there. I'm just waiting for the bridges to be implemented now.
I
Since I
see,
can't
I
actually
see.
finish the castle until stairs are in and until bridges are in.
Mm-hmm.
I also want double archways.
Wow, this place is looking foresty already.
Is it? Is anyone following me and
Yeah.
planting trees or something behind me?
There's a bunch of trees already planted, so
No one has any idea where I am. I don't even know where I am.
I'm just trying to get this wall down.
You're trying to get a wall down
Is
with the
the
catapult?
catapults? No, I think Zinx is still going with the catapult.
Okay. Well, let Zinx do it.
Okay, well,
We'll just randomly choose
what else
him.
needs to be done?
Plant the trees and stuff. We've got lots of sprouts. We brought lots of sprouts in
Oh.
the BSB, lots of thatch.
It looks
so
pretty
that we wouldn't have
planted.
to get
Like
our
I
own.
see a ton of trees already planted here. Up the ramp.
No one started planting what I'm picking up yet. Although
Where
I
are
feel
you?
like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Here, let me shout something.
Should we level out some things, do you think? Drop some dirt, maybe?
Oh, sure, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Hey, over here.
Did you hear that?
Any more signs to pick up? Hey, over here.
Ah, well. Anyway, that's what we think about bridges. I think we sort of trailed off there. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I will turn on my stats, I guess. What do you want to see? These ones? These ones? Oh my god, I've got minus faith. I
Yeah,
lost
minus faith.
0.49. That's okay. I'm not a priest. That's another thing you lose. Venora will see you, or whichever god you're a part of, and they'll take away your faith. So later you gotta get your faith back. You just gotta have more faith. Oh wait, did I already close that? Sorry. Is that good? Survivor Dust wants to see my stats. Name some stats and I'll just say them. So the next thing, what else has been going on in the forums?
I don't know. There's like
While
that whole
Griff
thing
has
with
to go look up what we
Yeah.
wrote down. What did they say?
yeah.
All right, so keep going.
Well, I don't know. I can't even find it.
All right, fine. I'll begin. Basically.
Oh yeah, I know.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Okay, there was the poll on whether or not they should combine the servers, the pristine, the release with the old one. So we wanted to sort of give our 2 cents on this. I know a lot of people were giving a lot of their opinions on their forums, and we just sort of stayed out of the whole conversation. But we were having our own conversation about it. Uh, I don't know. What do you feel? How do you feel about this
Let's
whole
reenact it
issue
right
of
now.
combining?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's bad. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's bad. No, it's something
Yeah.
like that. I could
That's
have been.
pretty much how it felt like it was going. It seemed like everybody that was on release or pristine didn't like the idea, and I felt like they had good reason to
Not
think that.
everybody. Okay, you
Well,
say your side because your side won.
I mean, I'm not saying that I completely agree with the idea that they should not be connected, but my position is that because I'm not a part of the pristine and release servers, I don't really have the right perspective here
Hello,
because
how are you?
if I was a resident of pristine and release, I probably would feel the same way that most of the residents there feel that the economy is going to be affected in the sense that if I was just starting out right now and I was thinking, okay, I could work on my skills and get it up there and compete with the people that are on my those two servers, and then if I did that and all of a sudden I was connected to the big server with all these people who have been around for you know possibly 5 years or more, and now I'm competing with a ton of people. It just changes the sort of dynamic of the economy for a person who's just starting out in that smaller situation.
There's the first
I
thing that
don't
you
know.
said in that long tirade that was wrong, and that was if you're first starting out the game and I'm sitting there like, were you sitting there brand new, didn't know anything about the game? I need to compete in this marketplace
I don't know.
right
When
now.
was starting, I was thinking about it. I wanted to get my skills up. Specifically, I was working on blacksmithing at the time. I wanted to get my blacksmithing up so that I could start not competing, but at least it sort of was because I remember getting my first merchant and I was only like 60 blacksmithing or whatever, but I would get those 60 tools up there and price them in competition with all the other people selling their 60 tools.
This is what he forgot to mention in that sentence. I remember getting my first merchant 4 months after I started playing the game.
It is 4 months after I started playing, but
Long
that's what I'm
time
talking about.
after. It
The
takes a
people who
long
are
time.
sure, sure,
During
but
that period, is it beneficial to have prices on your server higher or lower as a new
higher.
player?
I
You
mean,
think that it's beneficial to have prices
up to that
higher?
point, I see what you're saying. Up to that point, it is more beneficial to have it
Even at
lower.
60 blacksmithing.
You're right.
And it's not like prices. It's like we're saying that prices on the Freedom cluster, like the old Freedom servers, are like bad. They're not bad. We still sell stuff. We still make money. Join us. Okay, so here's my argument.
Okay.
We talk a lot about this game. Wurm Online. When we talk to our friends, we say, "Look, join this game. It's the ultimate sandbox game. It has, awesome freedom of every which way. You can sail to all the islands, and wait, no, you can't do that." And then they why can't you do that? Is there something blocking you from doing that? No. Is there like some reason? Is there like maybe a reason like lore that's like they're the lost isles, we haven't found them? No. We just can't. Because players don't want it to connect.
You know what, though? Those people who are playing other games, they're used to the fact that servers aren't connected.
Yeah, but
having
this
the
isn't
fact
other
that there,
games.
you're right, but they would look at that going like, well, who cares? Because no game has servers connected
Things
like
will
that.
eventually even out. There will be a transition period. It's not saying that there won't be a transition period, but it'll even out, and the game will benefit in the long run. I mean, look, when the server opened, do you think it was the new players that went over there and got the highest skills? It was the
Yeah,
veteran players. Obviously, they wanted a new challenge, and they went over there. They even
I know.
You were even able to
Yeah,
transfer all your money over there.
yeah, that's true. That is true.
It's
I
like,
do agree that that you're right, that the people who are making good money over there, who got their skills up, they're not the new players. They're
yeah,
the
and
people
when the
that own
server
the.
started, they were announced right away, we're not connecting them, because the idea is that if you don't connect them, then veteran players will stay where they are, and new players will have fresh land for a longer, prolonged period of time, and the market won't get saturated really fast. I can see that. It helps when the servers first start, but within, like you're saying, 4 months, a player could potentially already have over 90 skill in something if you are a veteran player. And that's what happened.
Mhm.
And it's been longer than 4 months. It's been, what, almost a year. It's approaching a year. And I think that's enough time to connect them. But I didn't win. So they're not connecting them for now. And I'm sure eventually they will connect them because it'll become pointless not to. It's, in the long run, not exactly helping the game, the fact that it's not connected. Because when you first start the game, you're a new player, you don't know what you're doing. If you can even make it through that tutorial that they have currently and enter the game, and we all have like weird stories that it took us, 3 times to get through the tutorial. It took me like 2 years to get through that tutorial.
I don't know. For me, it was the
It took
moment I
you,
stepped into that
yeah.
tutorial.
I was
It
surprised
took
that
me
it took
5
you no
minutes.
time.
I didn't even
Because
have to get. I got to the part where you walk up the hill and it slows you down, and that was it. I was hooked. That was it for me. And I think that was like one of the first things that happened in the tutorial.
I
I was
probably
like,
got to the
what?
part where it's like, make a mallet or something, chop down a tree. And okay, chop down a tree. I'm like, this is slow. I don't know. At the time, I was playing probably Vanguard Saga of Heroes back in the day.
That's true, yeah.
When I say back in the
Yep.
day, I don't think of it as back in the day. I think of it as like a few years ago, but it was really 6 years ago or something now.
Well, you don't think about it back in the day because when we think of back in the day, we're thinking EQ, EQ1. That's our back in the day.
Or the Realm Online. Who remembers the Realm
Realm
Online?
Online.
Huh?
Nobody.
Huh?
Nobody remembers Realm Online.
Somebody in the
Nope.
chat remember Realm Online?
I'll bet money that nobody does.
That's how we got into MMOs.
Yeah, that was our first MMO. It was a 2D side scroller.
Not quite. It was Sierra Online. Everyone loves Sierra Online. I was so hooked on Sierra Online back in the day.
yeah.
King's Quest, Space Quest, Quest for Glory, every other quest, Please Shoot Larry. Everyone remembers those games, right? It's not just
Yep.
me.
Everybody should remember those ones for sure. But
They also
Realm
created
Online?
the Realm Online on that network. What's it called? I can't remember what the Sierra Online network.
I don't know.
They had a name for it. I do feel old.
Yep. All right. Well,
All right. Anyway,
we take a look at
talking
this.
about,
Like,
what were we
I'm
actually
kind of
talking about?
impressed about how much we've gotten done in this short time.
Me too. We weren't even going to do this whole place because this is a really big place. We were only going to show you guys,
Like from that starting scene.
just to show you guys that it's possible. Don't pass up a place because it has stuff on it. It has pavement and that sort of thing. Remember that location is better than what's at the location, because you can change what's at the location, but you can't actually change your location after you deed. So, yeah, for all you people out there, I think we'll cover this a bit more in a future episode. Did we waste all the stone shards?
Probably.
Oh, you guys. Let's see, who do we got
There
here?
were a couple questions. There were a couple questions in the chat that were asked that I don't know if we have time to answer them, but
All right, let's answer them.
definitely, I do want to address some of them. Like, for example, why does Rolf allow people to sell silver on the forums for less than his shop price? Yeah, that's a good question.
Let me call him and find out. Although I have no idea.
Yeah. I feel that it's an interesting business choice to do that. I think that he does it so that people, I mean, it's sort of a marketing ploy because people have this sense that you can come to the game and make money off of it, which to a certain degree you can, but for the most part you make really, like, not very much. But it sort of gets you hooked on the game if you come in, invest your time, and you see some profits out of it. In the end, though, you have to remember all of that silver that you're selling was originally bought from Rolf, right? So it's not like Rolf's missing out on silver here. It's just another way of recycling that silver within the so it's just another way of recycling that silver within the economy. Okay, so
That's right. Silver does not come from anywhere but the store. Period.
That's right, and it's the same kind of thing as the recycling the silvers through the traders. It's another way of making it so that you feel a part of the game in a more, it hooks you a little bit more because you have that income coming in. But
yeah, you don't
all
want
that
us
silver,
to get started on traders.
I'm not going to get too into traders, but the idea is that you feel this sort of sense of ownership when you have that trader, but at the same time all that silver that's coming in has originally been purchased from the shop. So it is Rolf sort of giving a little bit back, but at the same time it's like he had originally profited off it anyway. So
that's right. There's 0% of money that's in this game was just created in the game. You can't get money in the game unless it was bought from the store. Whether it's from a trader, if you get money from a trader, that money was actually bought from the store at some point. So,
so Rolf profited off
can't
of
get
that
into the
money already.
trader thing. That's old news. I want to end. Actually, there's a couple questions. Was there more questions?
Okay.
Before I do this ending?
There was one more. Where was it? Can I scroll up here?
Well, I see one.
Up, like...
Psy44. Give us some tips for getting wood cutting up. Can we do that?
Sure.
Alright. Tips for wood cutting.
I like, if you're starting from scratch, I think that the best way to start is to use a longsword on, to chop down trees, because you'll be hitting so many of the key skills that you need to work on right at the beginning. Like, you'll get longsword skill, plus you'll be getting body control, plus you'll be getting wood cutting, and it's a little bit more motivating when a lot of the key skills are going up. Once you hit 20 longsword, I think that's body control stops. And I think you can carry on from here because you're an expert at
better
woodcutting.
answer than I was gonna say chop down trees. I guess I can add a little bit more.
Yeah, okay.
Everything Adam said, and then do it again. And I don't know, what did I do? You do what Shin is saying in the comments here. After you do the longsword thing and you get your wood cutting up as much as you can, what did I do? I used a hatchet that was low quality. In fact, all of the harvesting skills we've noticed are very, very similar in how you approach them. And I think we talked about them in an old episode called Optimizing Your Skill Gain, when we went into a mine and sat in a mine for like an hour and a half. And all of those tips apply to woodcutting. You take a hatchet, and the hatchet has to be there's a relative level the hatchet has to be based on what your skill level is. I believe if you have a lower skill level...
I would definitely recommend... Yeah. I don't want to go totally into it because it'll take a whole episode to explain it. But if you go back to the optimized skill gain...
Yeah, 30 quality or something. Higher skill level, it keeps lowering and lowering and lowering until you get to 1 quality. But go watch that episode. It will have detailed information that Adam said that even I don't remember. Something just... Yeah, you want to have like a good balance of log qualities. I don't know. It's not just about how much skill gain you get per tick, but it's also about how often you get a skill tick. That's what normally people forget. You can get as much skill gain as you want, but if you're not getting that skill tick very often, you're wasting time. Anyway,
that's right.
What else? Something about Breacher. Who's Breacher? Oh, Beecher. Is he a real person, or is he a character that you made up to make the show more funny? He doesn't feel like a real guy. Oh. Next question. Will you start making epically long episodes again? I don't know.
That's a hard one to answer. I mean,
we want to get through a good pool of episodes for the how-to series and just sort of like let it sit there so that people can look at it whenever they want and just get sort of information on a very, very quick basis.
Like there was our feeling is that like the how-tos are good for long-term people down the line who's starting the game probably don't want to watch our hour-and-a-half videos to figure out how to mine or blacksmith or whatever. And
there's the pool of people that want to watch the long episodes, and there's a pool of people that don't. And we made hours and hours of videos for a year. We've been doing this can you believe we've been doing this for a year?
Yeah.
People still watch our first episodes and they're like mad at it. Look at the graphics in this game. I don't know. But it's like an old episode. And we're like, you still watching this thing? It's the first one that pops up. I think the hour and a half long episodes. I can't believe that it's still going. But yeah, we've been doing it for a long time. We recorded the first episode in October of 2012. And we watched it and said, this episode sucks so much. And it was our attempt. We've never done anything like this before. So we wanted to do it just because we weren't good at it. We wanted to be good at it.
I'm personally partial to I like the long episodes. The problem with them is that you get to the point where you run out of stuff. Like we covered all of the topics. We had a massive list of all the things we wanted to cover, and we just went through them one after the other, and we got to the end of that list, and then it was like, well, what do we do now? Sort of thing. Like, do we have another episode on blacksmithing, or do we have another episode on
it just becomes a let's play, which we can do.
And eventually,
You know, like
If
this
there's a
episode.
demand for it, I mean, I like this kind of episode where
What
we're
are we
just sort
doing
of,
now? We're live streaming a long episode.
yeah,
Wait
that's
a
pretty
second.
much what this was. And maybe this will become our new long episodes where we live stream them, and we're pretty much just doing something that we would normally be doing in the game,
4,
and then explaining it,
5,
sort of thing.
6. It's
Epic
really
is
slow.
so Happy asked about more Epic servers episodes, and yeah, Epic is something that we definitely had this idea about, and we wanted to invest more time in it, but then things over here in the Freedom servers just became really busy. Like the castle was getting pushed forward, and if we started doing Epic, then that would get put on hold, and we wanted to get our merchants up, and next thing you know, we're like
Why does it
grinding
keep
away our
doing
skills here, and when you go to another server, it's almost you have to invest so much time away from what you were doing before. And I know that there's a ton of people on Epic that were contacting us, and they wanted us to come over and do elevation and all that
And
stuff
don't
like that.
lie, it was because Adam had another baby.
Yeah, that is true.
In real
That
life.
definitely did hamper the
Congratulations.
situation.
If you want to see him,
Yeah.
he's in the village update introduction video.
Yeah.
Put him in that one. But yeah, that's what happens when you have a baby. You can't play games with me anymore. No,
We spent hours like on the phone together just discussing the logistics of what it would look like to do an Epic series. And we decided that in order to do it, we would have to literally shut down all of our videos, like not do any recording, and just go over there and record our play sessions and then piece it all together over like a long-term play, long-term just play on Epic a whole bunch. And really that was like, I don't know, either do that or keep doing what we're doing. And it was just like, I mean, we really wanted to do the Epic, and if we actually were like had a lot more time to play, we would definitely have done it.
yeah.
But the logistics of it just didn't seem to work out. Maybe in the future, but I don't know. It's
Yeah,
definitely
like we can't even start these things until basically the time that we started this one. We went down to the wire. We thought we could start a bit earlier. That's why we had an earlier start time, and then it didn't work out. We had crying babies and all sorts of stuff getting in the way. But we would like to say hello to Moncton Clown.
Hey, Monk.
You finally joined in at the very end of this of this live stream. Okay, I'm really bothered by what you guys are doing. I am going to see if this will work. This
What?
catapult. So
This- yeah.
maybe get out of the way. I heard that you can get hit
Yeah.
if I. I'm
I
firing
do
it now.
think that
Tell me where it lands.
where are you?
Is
Let's
Nightshade
see
even
where
listening?
you are. Nope. It landed. I saw it land. I just don't see it on the floor anymore.
It's all crooked.
It looks like it got destroyed.
Oh yeah, I should use.
Where are you? Oh, you're over here. You're up.
Yes.
You're up a slow. So it's
I am
probably
up.
one.
Do you think it went too far? We'll find out.
It
With
might
this
have
one.
gone too far. Let me look.
Who has a nice belt? Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh, there's a couple rock
Actually-
shards.
It's not quite my belt. The question is, you have 100 quality belt, and then of course, you can't actually have 100 quality belt. You can get close. You might be able to punch one out. I've never heard of that, but belts are really hard to imp, is what I hear from leatherworkers.
Yeah.
I have a 90 quality belt that's supreme. and it was a gift from Chonk Lord. So thank you, Chonk.
Who came and joined us. He's over here now.
Is he here?
Which is really awesome.
Oh yeah, he's just standing there on a horse. Oh wait, you don't stand on a horse anymore. He's sitting on a horse and just staring. Doesn't want to get off and help.
Don't stand on horses anymore. That's funny.
It's funny that we still have to say that.
Yeah, I know.
Is there another game where you'd have to say that? Yeah. Don't stand on horses anymore. Good job. Alright, I'm firing this. Alright, Nightshade, last chance.
And in the background, you can see the site of the new of this year's Impong. Those large buildings in the background there.
I hit it.
Nice.
Oh, he's destroying too. On his horse, I guess. Anyway, I really want to get rid of this. Maybe I'm spending too much time trying to get rid of this thing, but
we
basically,
do want to get to that point where we can look from over there and be like, wow, all of it is gone.
yes, I wanted to bring up this last topic while we're here.
Okay, sure.
We all play Wurm Online. I'm guessing everyone in the chat channel plays Wurm Online on Twitch. And I'm guessing everyone in our village plays Wurm Online. Yeah, I think so. So we know what kind of game it is. But how about if you've never played a game like this? How about if you've never even experienced one? And we were one of those people. We understand what it's like to never play a game like Wurm Online. There's not many games like Wurm Online out there. That's why we play it. I mean, that's why we play it now. But we still know, and I'm sure we all still know, lots of people that don't play it and have never played a game like this. So what would you tell these people to convince them to play it based on their MMO experiences? If you had to tell them one thing from this game that it's like the core feature that they can relate to, what would it be? Adam.
You know, this is something that we've even discussed before on our episodes. It's like it's very difficult to explain this game to somebody who's never played a game similar to it and have them like make it sound like it's a fun game to play. It's like, yeah, it's like you can dig the ground and make it look like whatever you want it. And it's like, wait, so you play this game and you dig a hole? Or you spend hours mining a tunnel?
These are people that just came from, imagine, these people, they just came off of a gaming session where they raided into the demon lord of Lair King.
And got some fat loot.
Went in there with 20 people and killed, the demon lord over and over again in their
And then what did you do all night in Wurm? We made a forest.
We made a forest. That's what we did tonight.
Yeah, that's what we did tonight.
How do you explain it to these people? So we're not trying to get those people interested in the game because they can't be interested in the game. But anyway, keep going.
Like part of me feels like the highlight of Wurm, the one that most people can relate to, is the in-depth crafting system. Like if you told somebody who plays like World of Warcraft or another similar MMO, and you said, this game is amazing because of the crafting system is insane. Like you can harvest any tree, any rock tile that you see, and you can take it and create tons of different recipes. And then the way that you improve your items is very unique. That the idea that tools get damaged with use and that you have to repair them and increase their quality and the enchantment on them, it's kind of like, I feel like that is the one feature that most people will relate to. And if I had to convince somebody to play this game, I would be focusing mostly on the crafting system, I think.
You stole my idea. What am I supposed to say now?
Well, I mean, I did have another one I could say,
It's
but
too late now. Crafting system. What was the reason? The reason why I was going to say the crafting system
mhm.
was because if you relate it to the people, I knew people when I played Vanguard, when I played EverQuest, when I played EverQuest 2, when I played World of Warcraft. We knew people in all those games that played those games just to craft. That's all they did. They craft and played the market because
That's true.
all they knew. But if you were to go out and tell somebody, yeah, you can, this game has amazing terraforming, just amazing, and which it does, then they would come back to us and say, I play a game now that has no terraforming and I'm enjoying it. Why would that matter to me? Like, you can't convince them on that premise alone. You can try to show them, but seriously, Wurm is hard to show people because of how long it takes to get anything meaningful stuff done. Then, like, you can say, well, the game has amazing housing system. Wurm has this awesome customized housing system. You can create all these houses. The problem is, and especially when we played EverQuest 2, is that Wurm doesn't have an amazing housing system in the way that other games have it. So in EverQuest 2, people join, and they've got this amazing housing system where you can pretty much decorate anywhere, anything. They've got giant guild halls that you can decorate. They've got just hundreds and thousands of items that you can put into your house. And then we're going to tell them, yeah, come to Wurm because we got an amazing housing system. And then they come here and find out we don't even have a stone table to put down.
Hmm.
We've got very few items
can't
to decorate. We
hang
can't
anything
hang
on-
anything on the ceiling. We can't hang anything on the walls.
Or
They've got
place anything on
reflective mirrors
tables.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like not the same. We have an amazing housing system that's very customizable while you're building a house. So we really have an amazing house
Crafting a house.
building system.
Yeah, which it is a very unique house building system in the sense that in no other game can you build a house to your specifications, height-wise, dimensions, everything is like very customizable in the building of the house.
Yeah. But what we
But I
can
think
do,
we're lacking in the
what we
decorating.
can
for sure.
do is explain right off the bat for all these crafting nuts that are out there. This is the game for you. The crafting system in Wurm is better than the crafting system in your game that you're currently playing. That's just
Definitely.
the way it is. And
100%.
when I remember playing Vanguard and everyone played that game, tons of people play that game for the crafting because it was known to have an entire crafting sphere where you can only do crafting. The problem is that when you craft in that game, to gain experience, you're making items that don't do anything. You're creating kind of like experience items that you use to turn in for experience.
Yeah, it's like that quest where the guy says, "We need 10 longswords in order to, for the relief or for the war or whatever." So you
And you
make 10
can't
longswords
use
and you
those
turn them in.
longswords for yourself.
No,
They're just items, they're quest items that you turn in.
that's right. Yeah.
But in this game, everything that you do and everything that you make a meaningful difference in the crafting system from day one. You create stuff that you use right away, and the imping system is one of the greatest imping systems in a game that allows for lots of customizability. Not saying that Wurm is perfect, but that's what you get. That's my choice. What's your guys' choices? For all you guys in the comment section and all you guys watching this afterwards, you can leave a comment. What would you tell your friends if you had to tell them one thing that they can relate to in their experiences on why they should play Wurm?
Yeah, one comment here is that the main reason why people I recruit to this game leave because of the grind, and That is definitely true. This game is very grindy. It's for specific types of people who can take the grind or who enjoy the grind. I mean, one thing about grind is that the reward is that not many people are willing to put in the grind, so you end up getting a very unique skill set usually compared to most people. Because, like for example, I was actually enjoying the grinding of botanizing because I had the motivation that I want to make dyes, but not many people would be willing to do that, and so I know that at the end of that grind, I'll be, a very unique character in that I'll be able to make those unique colors that not many people will be able to make. So it's like there's that motivation to the grind, but again, not many people are willing to.
So I guess the point of all this is that if this game ever does like market at all to people, like get an advertisement on MMORPG or something that, or MMORPG.com, that like you had one sentence to tell someone why they should be playing Wurm, and you just have to write that sentence out in your like little banner. And you can't say everything. This game has great exploration and, huge reward.
It does
for the
have
time,
great exploration.
And you can't write all that.
Sure.
But yes, Moncton, that's what it has. So, play this game.
Like
Huge
on a
sense of
banner.
accomplishment.
Yeah. If you were to have an advertisement, a poster or banner, how would you advertise this game?
Who are you advertising to? Because that's what the banner needs to advertise, what it needs to say. Whatever your audience is, whatever they're going to play, why they're going to play, you need to tell them why they should be playing this game in that way. And that's why I created my unofficial Wurm Online trailer, which actually has
become
official. If no one knew that, you just go to the wormonline.com and you can see my trailer there. That was my attempt at showing people in under 2 minutes why I play the game, so that I can somehow attract the same like-minded people. What's your?
I mean, it's the reason why we do these videos, right? Like our whole purpose of these videos is to attract people to this game and spread awareness about it, and in hopes that it, we
started
player base.
We started these videos right from the start saying we completely hard to know what we even enjoyed about the game. And if we can't even describe what we enjoy about the game properly, how are we supposed to describe it to our friends? And we failed at that. None of our friends play.
No, none of them.
Maybe one day. Anyway, on that note, since it was so happy and cheery, look at what we did. We took an area in an hour and a half that was completely paved and planted tons of trees, turned it basically back into a forest. There you go. This place is now a forest. Oh, now that it's daytime. There it is, guys. The Impong at Pendleton Derby. That's what it's called, right?
Yep.
Alright, I was right. Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Probably it's Factional Fight. God, why am I so bad at this? Factional Fight on YouTube. Just go to serversaredown.com. We have all the links there. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Next week I'm not sure what we're doing. I think we're going to release at least another how-to video. We're going to be trying to it's going to be really busy. It's almost going to be Christmas time. We'll probably be doing a bunch of videos at the Impong since we live really close this year. We'll see how this guy's schedule is. That's right. I'm pointing at you, Adam. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I won't take up any more of your time. We'll see you guys in Wurm on the Deliverance server. Take care, guys.